Hello everyone, Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on the Smoky Mountains logging map on the RDAllen multiplayer server. And just myself on here at the moment. And as you could probably guess, well, we're logging again. I know that was a pretty hard one, wasn't it, to guess what we're doing here this episode. Anyway, we're up by the Tower 1 area here. And we got the Ponzi Scorpion up here at the moment. And make sure we set this to 8 meters. I don't know why, but it always defaults back down to 1 meter. Kind of annoying how it does that. I like to say single player typically always stays at 8. Once you set it to 8 meters, it stays at 8 meters. I don't remember having to sit there setting it all the time. And this is probably one of the more difficult areas to get to here on the map. I don't know about the most difficult, but one of the more difficult areas to get to. Kind of up a winding trail there up to this tower area. And yes, as opposed to the processor, we are using, like I said, just the Scorpion here this time. Like I said, one advantage the processor has, the FDR processor. You can actually make a much better stack of logs here. Whereas the Scorpion, a little bit harder to actually get a nice looking stack. Can't really control the logs or the trees quite as well. There's a nice big tree. Probably one complaint I actually have about this map. There's not that many large trees. As you probably noticed, a lot of the trees we're cutting down. Get one nice piece out of it, and that's it. Then you get a little top piece that's basically not worth anything. Now this tree, on the other hand, looks like we'll get 2 good pieces out of it. And that's probably one of the tallest trees on the map. They're actually getting the 2 good pieces like that. I haven't seen too many trees to get much more than that out of on this map. The Smoky Mountains map, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned it, is FDR's map as well. So we are playing with FDR's equipment and FDR's map. And we're also discussing here maybe a new map on the multiplayer server here, on this server anyway. Possibly going to switch maps. We'll have to see once. You folks, if you want to see more logging, better let me know. Maybe we'll stick with this map a little bit longer yet. But you can also let me know if you're sick of the logging, and we'll move on to another map. Haven't really picked out any maps yet. I know there are a couple good ones out there. But yes, just let me know if you want to see some more logging. Let me know. We'll maybe stay on this map a little bit longer. Otherwise, like I said, we'll probably be looking at a new map here pretty quickly, I'm thinking. And just a reminder here again as well, if you would like to join us on the multiplayer servers, links are in the description below. There are 2 download links for each server. First download link should download all the mods needed to join the server. And second download link should take you to the server download page. You can download the mods individually, or you can actually download them all from there as well. And then, of course, we also have a TeamSpeak server as well. If you want to join us on the Farming Simulator multiplayer servers, you will be required to join us on TeamSpeak. And the passwords for the Farming Simulator servers can be found on TeamSpeak. And like I said in the past, pretty much just a measure to try to keep the troublemakers at a minimum. Plus, in my opinion, they'll give you a much better experience overall. And by the way, if you do not have a mic, you don't have to have. You can still join TeamSpeak. You don't have to have a mic to be able to join TeamSpeak. Obviously, if you want to chat with us, yes, you'll want to have a mic, but not required. And server 1, by the way, is still on Pleasant Valley. We were discussing maybe switching maps on that server there as well. Obviously, Pleasant Valley has been up for quite a bit yet, or quite a while now, I should say. And not much has really changed. I know there's going to hopefully be some big updates coming out for that map at some point. And we'll definitely be going back to that map if we do change maps. And for those of you not familiar with the Pleasant Valley series of maps, I'm not exactly sure how to explain it other than lots and lots of different things to do that don't necessarily involve farming. Or if they do involve farming, there's new uses for some of the crops and basically what you would do with the farming. I know back in Farming Simulator 15 there, we did play on 2 different Pleasant Valley maps. There was Pleasant Valley 15. We played on like version 1 there for, I think it was like a couple episodes. And then we went to Pleasant Valley version 2. Played on that that was quite a while. I think we played on that map. Pretty much finished that map off. And then a little later on there, we played on Pleasant Valley Rivers. And like I said, definitely missing out there if you've not checked out those maps. Definitely, like I said, a lot going on those maps. And once they get it all set up and working here, should be the same thing here in 17. In 17 here as well. From what I've heard so far, Farming Simulator by default has a limit of 64 fill types. And what that means, there's a total of 64 different items, crops, manure, for example, all that type of thing that can exist in the game. Well, with Pleasant Valley, they've apparently figured out a way to get it to 256 fill types. And from the sounds of it, they plan on using all 256 fill types. So, not entirely sure, obviously, what all 256 fill types is going to be yet. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. At this point, current Pleasant Valley 17, it's still beta yet, or actually might be alpha yet. I'm not sure if it's considered beta or alpha at this point. There's, of course, gravel and sand. And then we got a couple additional crop types as well. Right off the top of my head, I don't remember what the crop types are. I know there was millet, there's some mustard, and there's probably a few other ones as well, I'm sure. I think sorghum was in there, if I remember correctly. And like I mentioned, I haven't done any videos on it yet. I'll probably wait till we actually get a more fuller released version of Pleasant Valley, or at least until they get the factories and some more additional stuff added. At this point, it's pretty much just a extended Goldcrest Valley map with sand and gravel on it and some additional crop types. And of course, one of the big things about the Pleasant Valley series is you always have to make your own seeds, fuel, and fertilizer. I don't think the fuel is implemented yet in Pleasant Valley 17 to what I remember. But the seeds and fertilizer, you do have to make your own, or you at least can make your own seeds and fertilizer. Obviously, you can drop some placeables down, and then you don't have to do that anymore. But and I see somebody actually brought the Ford truck up here with the little TSL trailer. I don't know if that's what we're going to use here or not. I don't know if these logs actually fit in that trailer. I've never actually used this trailer on this map. Probably what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get one of the John Deere forwarders up here, or actually the John Deere forwarder. That street does not want to turn around, does it? Okay. Okay, that didn't work out quite right. There we go. Now, sometimes you got to wonder about the physics of things, the way we just whipped that tree around. Pretty sure that wouldn't work that way in real life. Or if it did, wow, look out. That would be scary. Okay, I just noticed something. Are you folks seeing this as well? Is there a tree like laying across in the top of the trees there? Just happened to see that there. And again, I just noticed I'm not logged in as admin here again on the server. Oh, well, we're not making any money at the moment anyway, so I don't think it particularly matters. That is one thing FDR changed about his mods. For those who remember his mods back in Farming Simulator 15, he made most of his mods just $10, so they were really cheap to buy. He made the mods pretty much so you could have fun with them as opposed to actually trying to make money with the whole logging. But he's actually changed that here in 17, so his mods are actually quite expensive. And yeah, if we actually look at the shop here, I don't know if I've actually shown, I think I have, the first episode or second episode, I think I went through this. But FDR's equipment here, you got the button top loader. We do currently have one of those. Clamshell loader, shovel loader. Not entirely sure. Don't think I've ever actually used this machine, so I'm not sure what the shovel loader is. Got the feller buncher 2. Pretty much for cutting trees. And make sure with the feller buncher, I know I've had a couple people comment and said it doesn't work for them. I have not actually tried it myself yet. But make sure when you're using the feller buncher, you put the buncher blade under it. I know that is important back from Farming Simulator 15. Otherwise, the buncher doesn't work, and I'm assuming it's the same thing here in 17 as well. The buncher is useless unless you put the feller buncher blade on it. And that simply goes underneath this red piece here. Should just be a connection point for it when you pull up next to the blade. Fixed processor. Like I said, that is kind of one of my personal favorite tree cutting utilities from FDR's equipment there. Dangle processor. I'm assuming it does the same thing as the processor, except it's not a fixed head. Probably just a dangling head. Dangle processor there, obviously, right? Another feller buncher. Grapple loader. Forestry bulldozer. Clam bunk skidder. Not entirely sure how you would use that one. I haven't seen one like that before. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with the whole logging industry. I mean, I know some of the basic equipments like the skidder here. I have seen those used. Forwarders, that type of thing. And then, of course, we get into the... there's supposed to be a four-wheel here as well. We have that deactivated, seeing as how it doesn't actually work. We do have the ATV trailer. Not really sure why we have that yet, seeing as how we really can't use it. Well, I guess maybe we could. I don't know if the other four-wheeler we have actually has a connection on it or not. We should maybe look at that. We have the short and long log trailer. Then we have FDR's low bed. This is simply the in-game low bed trailer with extensions on it. So it's actually wide enough to actually hold equipment. FDR's truck. And then we get some other random mods here. But anyway, speaking of four-wheelers... Oh, I suppose I should cut this tree out, because if I tab away, I'll lose it. Oh, apparently it does have a connection on it. Yes, and we're pulling a rather large trailer with it. Okay. But yeah, I think this is the Can-Am four-wheeler here. It's obviously got quad tracks on it, which is pretty cool. Pretty much just a fun mod. There's really not much else to it other than being just fun. And I know I've mentioned this before, but looking at this map, I know it's called the Smoky Mountains map, but to me, it doesn't really look much like the Smoky Mountains, I don't think. At least from what I know of the Smoky Mountains anyway. The Smoky Mountains tend to be more of rolling hills. Might be a stretch to call them that, but basically large hills. This looks more like mountains on this map. Turned over all the wood chipper there. And we kind of have processing going on at 2 locations here at the moment, it looks like. We got the processor, the FDR processor, and some logging equipment down in this area. If we can not get stuck here. Like, ooh, wow, we actually have quite a bit of logs down in this area, don't we? That's actually something that has actually surprised me this time around on the logging server here. We actually have not had any issues yet with major server lag, which is definitely a good thing. Always a concern here on the logging map. Not sure what's going to happen. I know back in Farming Simulator 15, we actually had quite a bit of trouble with that when we tried to do logging maps. They would lag out eventually. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with the FDR processor here. Whoever did this job, you can see with the processor, you can get a lot better stack of wood going. Obviously, it looks like it was rolling down the hill there a little bit, but does make it easy to pick up, especially if you're going to pick them up manually using the FDR processor there. Whoa, oh, back up right. Anyway, let's just take a drive back up to the tower here. You know what? Maybe we should take the long, winding trail. Apparently goes this way. I don't know if I actually... No, I think I actually have taken this trail before. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've been down it, but I believe I have. This is like a ridiculous trail. Don't think you can get down it much more with the four-wheeler here. Trying to do it with a truck or a tractor might be interesting, to say the least. And you can see we do have quite a bit of trees on this map yet that could be cut down. At least if we can get to them anyway. Wow, that's awfully smooth blue water. Looks like something's wrong with it. And if I'm not mistaken, we should be coming up by the tower here pretty quick. Oh, looks like somebody probably cut some branches off there so they can get through. I'm guessing that's what happened there. Okay. Oh, there. I was going to say, did I lose the trail? Yes, I did. Went up this way. We got some logs that rolled down here. I will have to say, for a four-wheeler, this particular four-wheeler doesn't go that fast. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that, given the fact that it actually has quad tracks on it. I'm guessing with the tracks on it, that probably takes quite a bit of power, and yes, probably wouldn't go altogether that fast being on tracks. Okay, let's get back to work here. Enough goofing off. Like I was saying, that's pretty much the only reason that mod is on here is the four-wheeler. Just kind of a little fun mod to run around the map on. Gotta have fun at sometimes. Although with that particular four-wheeler, like I said, you can't really do that much with it, being it's that slow. And it is somewhat easy to flip over as well. Okay, and we'll read some comments here a moment while we are cutting some trees down. Hot Rod was saying, buy a processor. He must be a little bit back in the videos, I'm guessing, because like I said, we do have a processor. In fact, we just drove past it here a couple moments ago. Obviously not using it right at the moment just because the processor's down in the other logging area. Didn't really want to... Actually, I don't know if you could actually even get it up in this area. Pretty nasty little trail to get up to this tower here. And I've noticed with the processor, though, the FDR processor, sometimes it doesn't like to climb hills. Even small hills, it gets stuck on sometimes. Oh, look out. Swinging around. Mr. Death was asking for Farming Simulator 15. What can I get for a baler that will do clover? Wow, going back to Farming Simulator 15. Well, if you're playing Farming Simulator 15 and you want to make clover bales, I believe you need the Add Bale Types mod. That should allow any baler then to actually make clover bales. Kind of hard to see where the trunk on this tree is here. Hopefully we're lined up about right. Also, I've been getting a little bit better at being able to tell when the processor or the scorpion here can actually cut the tree down. What I've noticed, sometimes you actually got to be back from the tree a little bit. If you're actually too close to the tree with the processing head here, either the FDR processor or the scorpion here, then it's like it doesn't detect the tree. So you actually got to pull back just a little bit. So if you're actually too close, and I think that's probably what my issue has always been, getting a little too close. You know, so if it looks like you're perfectly lined up, it's like the game doesn't actually like that. It likes it when you're pretty much like this, and then it lets you cut it. Hinchton Farms is asking, how did you get the name RDAllen? That is a good question. That's the gaming name I've had for so long now. I actually don't remember how I came up with that name anymore. Obviously, it's my initials. That's the first part there. But yeah, to be honest, don't really know how I came up with that anymore. Like I said, it's been the gaming name I've had for quite a while now. And yes, I'm kind of leaving that dead tree there. Just kind of looks funny still being there yet. Oh, yes, there's the floating tree up there. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm guessing that was a tree that was probably meant to go and lay on the ground. And that tree back there just rolled down the hill. Okay, interesting. But we got some nice big trees down here at least, though. Phil was saying that the cultivator you have is rigid and doesn't flex, so when it goes over a hill or side, it misses places. Yes, I've noticed that. So probably going to have to look at replacing our cultivator there on the single Gold Crest series. Kind of pointless having a cultivator that just randomly misses spots, even over the slightest of hills. Not sure what to do about that tree that's hanging up there. That's like to be a good tree for a processor there. Suppose we could always possibly try to get up there and cut it down with a chainsaw. That would always work. Of course, one issue we'll still have yet, though, is the grinding the stump out. Might, boy, I don't think a loader will lift high enough. I doubt it. I might be able to. I know we've had that issue in the past, and sometimes you get the loader, and you can actually reach up high enough to grind the stumps out. I'm guessing, just from here, it looks like it's too tall. We'll just have to leave that stump up there then, or just leave the whole tree up there. It looks kind of weird that way. See if we can do this from in the cab there. Go. Carl's asking about the Farming Simulator 2017. Will there be an Oklahoma map? Well, I haven't been asked that question in a while. I have the same answer I did last time I was asked, though. Don't know. Last I've heard, they are working on it, though, so we'll have to wait and see. I know for a while there I was getting asked that. Pretty much seemed like every single video somebody was asking when the Oklahoma map will be coming out for Farming Simulator 17. And unfortunately, I still don't have an answer on that. Like I said, last I've heard, it is being worked on. I haven't heard about it recently, so not sure. And looking at the time, looks like it's about time to wrap up the episode. So with that, if folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And just a reminder, let me know if you'd like to see more logging videos here on this map or not. Otherwise, we'll probably look at switching to a regular farming. I think looking at a regular farming map here next. And as always, folks, thanks for watching, and till next time. And for those of you wondering, yes, I did make it back up over the hill here. Just took a minute there. We were actually stuck on the stump there.